Day 2, and it doesn't look too good. Guys, the birds are dying. Like, it's really terrible. It's been around probably close to 24 hours of the birds being on the farm, and I promise you I've lost close to, if not 50 birds already. Remember, I got 1,011 birds. The 11 were just an extra. I paid for 1,000, but I'm already in losses. So it's terrible. I'm feeling very sad, really sad, because that's money I paid, you know, and that's money I'm losing. And I can see some of the birds are quite inactive, you know. When I look at this, it doesn't look very active. And I don't know if you guys can notice the feathers. You know, this bird already has feathers. These birds already have feathers. Day 2 birds shouldn't have feathers this big. This simply means that, you know, these birds were delivered at least 72 hours. Actually, I should have picked them when they were at least 72 hours. Because by the time I picked them, they already had feathers. And today I did call the distributor, the person who I purchased the birds from. And, you know, we talked, and she's told me to give the birds, you know, some particular vitamins and all that kind of stuff. But I'm very certain it's not going to change so much, you know. I'm actually very worried. I'm scared I might lose close to 100 birds, if not 100 birds. It looks very possible. I have a tray over here. Where I'm placing, you know, some of the sick birds. And guys, many of them look like their fate is not the best. I'm giving them vitamins. I'm using a syringe, you know. I'm using a syringe. So what I do is that I just move around, scare the birds. You know, I'll just clap my hands and the birds will get scared and run. So the active birds, the ones with lots of energy, you'll just see them running all around. And then the really weak ones just can't run away. I think they're not, you know, they don't have the energy to run, or they can't even hear, all that kind of stuff. So they can't run away. So what I do is that I pick them up, then I'll give them the vitamins. I'll give them the water with vitamins and glucose. And it's helping, guys. It's helping. Yesterday, it wasn't the best situation. Many of them looked weak. So I've just been picking any bird that looks weak. I give it the vitamins, and they seem to be getting better. But with those that are getting better, there's also those that are already dying. And it's really terrible. And there's lots of stress that the birds have gone through, you know. They've already been debeaked. I don't know, you guys will notice that the birds have been debeaked. This one is quite strong. If I left it here, you would notice it would just jump off. It's going to jump off my hand, but I don't want it to get damaged. So I'll just put it down. So this one is a bit strong, but some of the other birds are quite weak. You know, if I held it, for example, this one over here, very weak, it can't even stand, just lying down, very terrible. So I'm just continuing with giving them the vitamins, and then I'm giving them the pellet feed, the feeds which are pellets, and for some reason I don't understand. The pellets look too big, you know. I don't know if you guys can see them, but the pellets look too big. But I understand that they can break, you know. When the birds try eating them, they break into smaller pieces, and so they're able to feed them on them. But the pellets look too big, and I can see the birds are scattering them all around on the floor while still trying to eat them. And then I see the birds are a bit scattered. It's daytime, and during daytime, since it's Uganda and, you know, the place I live in is quite hot. So I'm not worried about the heat. I still have some stoves here with some little heat, good enough to provide, you know, the warmth for now. In the night, I need like real active fire. And I can tell from how the birds are running around, you know, they're not squeezing themselves together. And that is an indication that, you know, they are warm enough. If they were not warm enough, they would all be in one corner. And then the birds naturally just love to clump together, even when it's a bit warm. So what I do is that when I notice them in a corner, I'll just clap, and then they run away, so that, you know, I get them scattered and all that kind of stuff. And you know, people say that all things happen for a reason. I don't know, guys. I'm not a believer in all things happen for a reason. I do believe that you can learn from anything. This one looks quite weak. This is a bird that had fallen in water last night. It fell in water, and you can see from its feathers that the feathers were, you know, together. but then I put it under some heat, then gave it some vitamins, and it looks like it has picked up, you know. It has tried to pick up, but it's still weak. So I'll just continue giving it the vitamins and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put it together with the vulnerable birds right here. But guys, I don't believe that all things happen for a reason. I believe that there is something to learn from everything that happens. So the one thing that I know and I've learned from here is that probably getting birds from Hungary wasn't the best option. I know that it was hard for me to get birds from around. I'll give you guys a story about Kenchik, by the way. They got back to me and the response wasn't the worst. I think I could start working with them again. They got back to me. But for now, it probably wasn't the best. Now, I got birds from Hungary. If you guys know, ideally they're supposed to have come from the Netherlands. But with everything that's happening in Uganda, the birds couldn't come from the Netherlands. Uganda refused birds to come from Netherlands. So, because of the pressure that I believe the distributor was under from very many people, including me, because I kept calling these guys, telling them, guys, I need my birds. I kept calling them like almost every day. And I believe they looked for alternatives, and the birds came from Hungary, and I do think the flight was super, super long. Now, I know the birds don't have a problem. I looked online, and the breed of the birds is actually not the Isa Brown, yeah? From the company that supplied the birds, Hendrix Genetics. I've been talking to Hendrix Genetics, and those are the guys who supply from the Netherlands. They told me that they couldn't supply to Uganda because the government has told them not to supply. So these guys got birds from a company called, I don't remember the name of the company, but the breed of the birds is called Tetra SL. And when I do read the reviews online, the reviews are not bad. The birds are not bad. But I believe the journey was just too much for them. You know, 72 hours without feeding, without drinking. They say that the trays where they put the birds, you know, have some kind of energizer at the bottom. But guys, even if, I don't know, 72 hours, even I wouldn't survive 72 hours without feed and without drink. So, it's quite a lot, I know. It's quite a lot, but you're just going to try. I do have lots of hope. The one thing that I never give up on is hope. Yeah, I'm the kind of person who never loses hope. So I know I could even lose up to 100, which is sad, but I'll work with whatever number I do have. I do believe better things are in the future. You know, we have better days ahead. So you can see that the birds, lots of the birds have their feathers popping out, and you can hear the birds are running around, crying. We've been giving them the water with the vitamins, and these birds, I've been told, or I was given the schedule, they are not to be vaccinated until day 13, and that's a good thing. They have received lots of the vaccines that they're supposed to be receiving between day 0 and day 13, which is a good thing. So I'll just continue with what I need to continue with at the moment and see how they turn out. So this was day 2, not the very best. Let's see what day 3 will bring. I'll be sharing with you guys tomorrow what day 3 will bring. I'm hoping it will be a better story. Otherwise, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Lots of love. Bye-bye.